guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Nicole, and here on We Mama I do lots of motherhood, lifestyle, cleaning and organisational videos. So if you like that kind of content, I would love it if you could stick around and maybe consider subscribing. As you can tell by the title, today's video is my favourite Amazon finds for children. I have got a 1-year-old. He is soon to be 2-year-old, and I also have a newborn baby. Now, the majority of these things that I have purchased, obviously this video is not sponsored in any way. I just have a problem when it comes to Amazon, mostly fueled by TikTok these days. I have a problem. The majority of these things are things that I've purchased over the last year, like 2 years now, mostly for my son. That's why I love them. They're tried and tested. Yeah, I've had them for nearly 2 years now. Some of them are like amazing. A few of them are things I would genuinely be lost without. I will come to those in a minute. Some of them are just fun, cute little finds, but these items really have helped me, so I just wanted to put my input out there and just show you and just tell you all about them. So yeah, I'll just get straight into it. I'll get into the heavy lifting stuff first. First up is my pride and joy, my pram. This is a folding pram. It is pretty lightweight. I can hold it up like this without struggling. This has been a lifesaver. It's called the GB Pockit, and it folds up into a tiny little square, and it fits above the, you know, the cabin space in an airplane. I bought this because when I moved down to the Cotswolds, I don't drive, so whenever I wanted to go out for the day on a train, I had a big Stokke pram, and I couldn't get that Stokke pram onto the train. I've taken it everywhere with me. We just literally keep it in the back of our car, and for days out, it has just been great. I took it on a solo London trip the other day, and I took it on the tube. This was amazing. It can be a little bit pricey for £150, but in my eyes, it's totally worth it. This pram has saved our necks so many times. I think when we went to like an aquarium, it got so packed once, so we just like folded it up. I carried it and my husband carried my little boy around. It has been amazing. I will say that it isn't the sturdiest feeling of pram. I need to get these wheels away from my face. It isn't the sturdiest of prams. It is meant for like city breaks, I'd say. You know, if you go over cobbles, you know, your child's gonna be, you know, losing his head. So yeah, you know, like country walks, things like that, it's not really that sturdy. I wouldn't say you can't take it on things like that, but it's not the best. It's definitely not made for things like that. And the other thing is that for things like in terms of sunshade, this is it. So it literally just flaps over. I will insert some pictures, and I have done a kind of review on it in my London packing vlog, which I will link below, and I just show you how to unfold it. It's really, really easy. Probably the best money I have spent so far on my child. I recommend this to everybody. I've been stopped so many times when out and about, when it just gets a bit, if I've been at a restaurant or a cafe and it's just been really cluttered, soft play, when the prams are just like piling out, I just fold this down and chuck it to the side or underneath the table. And I've had quite a few parents come over and just ask me, what is that? I need it, take my money. Next up is this Chicco Chair. I first spotted this, somebody had it in a cafe. They had a huge like pram, and they just whipped it out of the bottom of their pram, and they strapped it to a chair, and it was good to go. I haven't actually explained what it is. It is a chair. There's the tray, and I'm not gonna lie, it is a little bit fiddly. Maybe it's just me. So it basically unfolds from that into this kind of chair. It's got legs under here which unfold, and you can just place it onto a chair and strap it in. So you strap your child in with these, and then this bit goes around the back of the chair, and then this one goes underneath the chair. So you can heighten it, or you can leave it like this on a chair. And we bought this for camping. We do a lot of camping. Last year we did it as a family for the first time, and we loved it. And for I think he was around 6-7 months at the time, I didn't want to bring a high chair. I think this was around £20. We've taken this to quite a few places. We've just had it in the back of our car, but mainly we've used it for camping. But it is so handy to have, especially if, you know, at the beginning when my mum didn't have a high chair, we went over to my mum's we just took this with us and it did the job. Really recommend. Next up is this bag. So this is a nappy changing bag. I have done a video all about this in my London packing vlog as well. But the reason that this nappy bag is really special, this part opens up into a bed. I took this for when I went to London, and it was just something for my little girl to sleep in because I knew that she would just rattle around in a huge travel cot. This really helped out. This has been great for a peace of mind when out with family. For example, whenever I go for like a play date around my neighbours, obviously I don't want to take a huge massive pram around my neighbour's house. So I just take this and I can just unfold it and pop it down in it when I need to. If we just don't want to bring the car seat in, this is just so handy to have. I took this on my trip around London with 202. My little girl was strapped to me, my little boy was in that folding pram, and I carried this around with me. It is a great bag. I will say that for an overnight stay, I packed everything in here for one night for me and 2 babies, and it did get really heavy, which is understandable, but it is fantastic. It's such a good piece of equipment and I'm happy to have this. Next up is my Hakaa. I bought this under the illusion thinking that it was an actual breast pump, and it turns out it's not quite what I thought it was. This is mainly for catching letdown. So if you're breastfeeding, you just put this on your boob and it will catch all your milk that leaks, and instead of it getting wasted into like your like breast pads, you're catching it and you can put it into a bottle. This is really handy because I am breastfeeding and I don't have a pump, and we were looking into it, but in the end we didn't. I just settled for this. Whatever I catch from my letdown, I bottle and then my husband can feed my baby. So it's not entirely what I thought it was, but it has been really handy, and I only use it like twice a week when my husband's home and he can help feed my daughter. Next up is this grass tray. I bought this for my little boy when he was first born. I had trouble breastfeeding, so I bottle fed after 2 weeks of him being born. So after we sterilised the bottles and everything, this was really handy. After washing them, putting them straight onto here, it was just a place to keep them. At the moment, I don't use this because he is now nearly 2. He doesn't have bottles. We have 2 bottles for him, which basically just live on here at the moment because he just has that as a comfort, a little bit of milk at night before he goes to bed. But it's been really handy, and I'm definitely going to keep it for my little girl. She's breastfed at the moment, but as soon as she gets teeth, she is going on the bottle. So I will definitely be reusing this. Basically just a drying mat. It comes out like that. And yeah, it's just been really to have on the side. I've got a little bottle station with sterilizer, bottle warmer, and this has been really handy to have a little baby feeding station. Please excuse the state of this toy. I've just realised that it's covered in chocolate. It's very well loved. My husband is French, and when he was born, we found a YouTube channel called Monde, toonies, which I think means world of toonies. It's basically a channel with this character and his friends, and they just sing about numbers, colours and French nursery rhymes. My little boy has just been obsessed with it. We've always had it on in the background when he was like growing up, toddling, crawling, because we kind of want to get that French language in. We want him to be bilingual. So Amazon is a great place to buy bilingual toys for babies and things like that, like books. It's been fantastic. But the main thing that my little boy has loved is this character from this YouTube show. I bought this for him for Christmas last year, and I couldn't navigate the actual like merchandise website to buy this, but it was on Amazon and it's been amazing. And so it's a little fluffy toy. It was around £20, which is really expensive, but they're making the money because they have got millions of followers on YouTube. But it's basically got a button here and you press it and it sings a little French nursery rhyme. So yeah, this has been a great Amazon purchase. He loves this and it's very cute. Another thing that I loved and I highly recommend was this baby's hand and footprint kit. Now, when my little boy was first born, We didn't really get professional photos done. I did everything myself. We didn't really have much money, and you know, the newborn photographs cost so much, so I wanted to do everything myself. Like, I did my own cake smash photo shoot, newborn kind of photo shoots. I did it all myself. When he was first born, we went around Mother Care, dotted around the store with these stands and with local businesses or even like companies that did like handprints, turned them into photographs, and did like clay modelling of your newborn baby's handprints, and it was so expensive. I think it was, one of them was almost like a plaster cast of your child's hand and foot framed in this picture. I think it came to like £170. I love my child, but as a new mum, I just instantly felt guilty that I was not prepared to spend that amount of money on my child's hands and feet. And when I thought, right, I surely can do that myself for a lot cheaper. And it's not exactly the same as a plaster cast of your baby's hand and footprint, but for, I think this was around £12, you can't go wrong. I will admit they are not amazing. It is hard to do. Basically, you got your own little kit, like an impression foam, and it comes in this little tin, and you get a little sachet of this clay. This one is different to my firstborn's. My firstborn's little boy, his was clay, and this is a weird foam. It smells like plasticine, but it is dry, it's hard, it's foamy, and I don't know if you can actually see. Oh, there we go. But I just imprinted her, this is Nina's, so I just imprinted her handprint and her footprint. This is so hard to do, I will put that. Not because of the product, but because trying to get a newborn to flatten their hands out, Jesus, it's hard, it's really hard. But yeah, I love this. It's, you know, it's not amazing, but for the price, I was happy with that. I've got a little memento. My little boy's got one as well upstairs, so I bought it twice. And you know, for, I think it was around £15 for that, you can't go wrong. I really recommend these for little keepsakes, and these are also really good as gifts to, if you know, if you've got a friend, if you know someone who's pregnant. They're so cheap that it's just such a nice touch to add to like a baby hamper, gift hamper. Yeah, I'm really happy with these. Next up, I don't currently have it to hand, is this fox onesie. I'll put it here, is this fox onesie. Like I mentioned earlier, we go camping a lot, and my little boy really needed something warm to sleep in and to layer over his pajamas, something to walk around on in like cold summer evenings. So I was looking for a onesie. I couldn't really find anything. I think this was because we were in lockdown at the time, but I purchased this fox onesie, and it's so soft, it's really, really good. You can double as dressing up. I don't have it to hand because it's currently in my camping box in the garage, so I don't have it with me right now. But my little boy absolutely loved this. He loved running around in it. He hasn't had anything like that before, but it's really good quality, and he loved it, and it's really warm and practical as well. Another thing that I don't have to hand is these books. Now, I work with children, I'm a nursery teacher, and these books are a godsend. They are like singing audio books, and some of them do numbers. They are amazing. At work, I work with 2-year-olds, around 30 in a classroom. It was carnage, and sometimes when you needed them to like calm down, we would break them off into little separate circle times of like 10, and I would bring out these books, and they are great. You just put the CD in and sit and read the books. It really calms them down. Now, I have currently left all of mine in work because I'm currently on maternity leave, but they also do have these on YouTube. I've just found them. My little boy goes crazy for them, especially the tractor one, and it just sings about a tractor and his animals. They are so cheap. They're about £5.60. If you still have like a CD player in your car, or you download them onto your phone, these are so good for like car trips. My little boy adores them. I would highly recommend these. I think they're around £5.40, £5.60 on Amazon. So if you do want a physical copy, these are great. Another Amazon favorite for me, I haven't got with me currently because my little boy is having a nap and he's currently sleeping on them. We bought a Stokke crib secondhand. I really love the look of them after seeing them on Pinterest, but I was not prepared to spend over £1,000 on a cot. So I had a look at Facebook Marketplace, and I found one for £100 in the best condition from a lovely family, the best bargain I've ever had in my life. The only thing is that I didn't want to use, I don't mind, you know, having anything secondhand, but I don't want things like furnishing secondhand. So I obviously wanted to buy him some new mattress. Now on the Stokke website, again, these mattresses were coming up to about £100, and I was not prepared to pay that price. I think most of them were over, because with the Stokke crib, it grows with your child. It comes into like a tiny little oval, then it expands into a big oval, and then it goes into a big like child's bed, which you can extend. It's one of the reasons why I really wanted the cot. So I've had to buy, I think, 2 mattresses. And then of course I also had to buy the sheets to go over them, because they are an oval shaped mattress. Now, I found a company on Amazon who was selling these mattresses for £30, and I think the smaller one was £15, and the sheets are around £8 to £12, I think. They are fantastic. They work the same, they look comfy, they are nice and squishy. You know, they're not hard, they're not cheap and uncomfortable for him. They work really, really well. For that price, I may be just a cheapskate, but I was not prepared to pay over £100 for a mattress for a cot that they will be outgrowing in a year or 2. So that has been really helpful finding those. My other favourite buy from Amazon is a recent purchase for my little girl, and it is a baby wearing sling. I have bought quite a few. I bought one with my little boy from Amazon and it wasn't great, and when she was first born I bought another one and it was just like a sling one here, and it really terrified me that she was going to smother herself. I've also had another front-facing baby carrier with my first, and I hated it. When my little girl was born, she did not want to be put down, and with my little boy I had no chance but to have to try and figure out how to go hands-free. So I looked at these carriers on Amazon. This one had the best reviews and it was only £20, and it has been amazing. It has been so comfortable to wear. I'm not as paranoid as her like smothering herself, because she does automatically put her face to the side of my chest. You just put the harness over your head and wrap it around. It is so easy to do. This one has really helped me out when my little girl is going crazy and she really needs to be held. I've just been able to do the washing up while holding her. It's been fantastic. So cheap and really functional. This one was great. And last but not least, I have just repurchased one of these. I left my other one at my mum's house, so I don't have it to show right now. And of course I've not really taken photos of it, but this is basically a folding toilet seat. My little boy is starting to slowly show signs of toilet training, and we wanted to embrace that, but we didn't want him to be frightened of the toilet, so we've bought him a toilet seat and a step for our toilet seats. But when we're traveling, I thought I don't really want him to get used to a potty to then transition from a potty onto the toilet. So that's why I've bought the toilet seats. But this is a folding toilet seat. I saw this on Emily Norris's channel. It is fantastic. So I can just fold it up and it comes with its own little bag, and I can put it into our nappy bag at the bottom. It is so handy. So whenever we go over my mum's house now, she doesn't have to repurchase that. I've got it with me at all times. And obviously he's not really doing wheeze on the toilet yet. He isn't 2 yet, but I just want him to get used to a toilet, and I don't want him to be frightened of the toilet, and I just want him to get used to it. One day he is going to have to face going into public toilets and to do a wee. So I thought, whilst he is showing these kind of signs of he knows what the toilet is, if I ever go for a wee in a public toilet, I'll just put him onto it as well, just so he doesn't get like the fear. And I am definitely going to be using this a lot more in the years to come, I'm sure, when we do start really toilet training. So guys, that is all of my Amazon finds, my favourites for my children. I hope you liked this video. If you did, I would love it if you could give it a thumbs up if it helped you in any way. I would also love it if you would consider subscribing. I try and post videos every Tuesday and Thursday and every other Sunday. So yeah, if you like this kind of content, I would love it if you could consider subscribing. I'm really looking forward to trying to get to 100 subscribers. Thank you all so much for watching and for being here, and I will see you in